What's up, guys? Aaronius here, back with another Raid Shadow Legends video. In today's video, I'm going to be going over episode 1 of the Fragment Champion, and that is going to be this one right here. It is going to be Zinogre Blade Master. So I am going for this champion. She's actually very, very strong. And then I'm also going to be pulling shards in today's video, and I'm also going to be going over the different events as well that are going on and where I'm at currently on my account. Now, I am a free-to-play player on this account specifically. I've been playing for over 4 years. Love the game of Raid. I've been playing for a long, long time. I have, though, skipped the last couple of fusions, and that's why I have 22 Sacreds saved up right now. So, yeah, I do have quite a few. Move myself out of the way there so you can see the Sacreds there. But, yeah, who would I want to utilize or go for here? Both. I read this champion's skills, which is Nergigante Archer. She's absolutely absurd. Her craziest skill, though, is this one and this one. This one just places an increased accuracy on herself after she attacks. And then this one here, stun on all enemies, 75%, books out to 100. If the target's a boss, 75% chance of placing a decreased speed for 2 turns on all enemies. So if it's all enemies boss, that's insane, right? Also, and that's really good for Hydra. Also decreases the turn meter of enemies under stun debuffs placed by the skill by 20%. Super good for waves. So if you're struggling in certain wave content in the game, she's going to be insane. She's going to be insane in dungeons where her aura is dungeons and all battles defense. So crazy for dungeons. Also insane for Doom Tower waves. So this champion is going to be absolutely phenomenal for anybody's account. Late game, even end game players could use this champion on their team, especially for Hydra as well. And for this skill specifically, and another skill as well, but this skill also fills the turn meters of all allies by 10% if a decreased speed debuff is placed by this skill instead, which is insane. Then you go into this move, Rapid Shot. This books down to a 3 turn. This one also books down to a 3 turn. Super, super low cooldowns. You put her in Relentless or you put her in Reflex. Reflex is like the poor man's Relentless, right? And Reflex is actually very strong because it's a 40% chance to reduce a skill cooldown. So, attacks all enemies on Rapid Shot, places a Hex debuff for 2 turns, and a Provoke debuff for 1 turn. Insanely strong for Hydra, right? Hex across the boards, you know, so she could Provoke, and she could potentially be built into a tank. If the target's a boss, places a Hex debuff for 3 turns and a Provoke for 2 turns. So the only other champion that can do the 2-turn Hex that I'm aware of off the top of my head is Molly Tankard on 1 enemy. So, and then Molly Tankard has a nice passive where she speeds up, and she also does a single target revive. But this person's attacking, she's provoking, she's decreasing speed. She just has so much in her kit, it's insane. And then on top of it, her passive heals all allies by 10% of their max HP when attacking enemies under Hex debuff. If there are multiple champions on the team, with this skill, only one will activate. And it increases her defense by 5% each time she receives a hit from someone under Hex debuff, and it stacks up to 30%. Insane champion. She's going to be a crazy carry. If you guys pull her, she's insane. Now, the next one that you could go for is Alatreon Blade Master. This guy also has an incredible kit. So on his A1 is actually a really strong A1. 40% chance books out to 55% of increasing the duration of 2 random skills on all allies by 1 turn. That's insane. Then on the A2, attacks all enemies, places an increased defense and a shield buff on all allies for 2 turns. The shield is equal to 30% of his max HP. If the target's a boss, then the buffs are protected. It's like he's in protection set automatically if you put him in Hydra. So if you don't have a champion like Krisk, who's a Void Legendary, this guy could be replaced by, he could be replacing Krisk. Like, he's that good. He just looks so crazy on, you know, on his skills right now. 3 turn cooldown is insane. Now, for this one here, A3 removes all debuffs from all allies and replaces it with a block debuffs buff for 2 turns. And if there's a boss present, again, the buff's protected. And again, 3 turn cooldown is absurd. Fills this champion's turn meter by 5% every time a debuff is placed on them, and also heals this champion by 5% of their max HP whenever a debuff placed on them expires or is removed. So you could build him with no resistance if you want, but I guess it depends on how you want to build him, where you want to build him. Because if he gets provoked, then obviously that's a problem, right? So you don't want them getting provoked all that often, and there are certain Hydra heads that provoke. Of course, in Arena, you don't really want provokes landing on you. Yes, he'll take a turn, but the issue is he'll only heal by 5% of his max HP, so I guess it's up to you whether you want him to have no resistance, but personally, I'd probably build a little bit of resistance on him. And then Dungeons Aura by 30%, which is really cool. So yeah, this guy's going to be crazy good in any dungeon in the game. It's going to be crazy for good wave content for Doom Tower. Of course, both the champions are going to be crazy for Cursed City. So for me, either one of these champions in this slot are both insane. Personally, I'm going to go for Nergigante. I think she's insane with the Hex mechanic. So I'm definitely going for her because I really want this Provoke and Hex in the same kit, which means you don't need to do a Hex set. You don't need to do a Provoke set. You just put her in Reflex or you put her in Relentless. You put her in maybe an Immortal on top of it, and she just goes nuts. So, plus she has decreased speed across the board. So these three are the best, in my opinion, the best debuffs that you can place on Hydra. So, insane. Absolutely insane. And then on top of it, you get a chance of getting the Fat Man for rocking the Fat, also crazy strong. So yeah, I mean, these are good champions. And then of course, Valkyrie's insane. I'm not really sure about Shemnath. She does hit somewhat hard, but I'm not really a huge fan. And then Ray, she hits really hard. She's very strong. She has a freeze. So she's a very good wave content clearer as well. So you can use her in dungeons and she's going to do some work for you too. But these two champions are way better and you only have a certain amount of time to get them. So we're going to confirm these ones here. I don't think you can actually remove them. Oh, you can. Okay, that's cool. So before I pull the shards, let's go over here to tournaments. We've got tournaments going on right now. Champ training for the Fragment Champion. Dragon tournaments going on. Sand Devils, you got 6 hours left if you're trying to farm for those powders. But for Dragon, I'm already a little over halfway done here. So I'm going to definitely go for the fragments. I might push for the book as well. But we'll see. If I want to save as many gems as possible, I don't need to push for the book. But the book is helpful for CVC. So we're going to probably just push for the book. For champ training, I'm definitely going to push to the top here. I want to get 10k. I want to get the 6-star Chaos Ore that's mythical. I do recommend anybody to go for this because that's a very, very strong thing for free-to-play players. Honestly, for any players. If you have mythical 6-star pieces and you got a triple roll on flat stat on mythical, rework that bad boy. You might get something insane. So, yeah, we're going to push this. We're going to try to beat this and complete it. I do have a couple champions in mind that I might upgrade next. So I have, let's see, quite a few rank 5s. I really want to try building Basatha. Super interesting champion for me. And he has an interesting synergy where he stuns somebody anytime they revive. 75% chance books out to 100. So against people like Sun Wukong or Revive on Death champions, this guy is insane, assuming that they don't have Polymorph, right? So Basatha is crazy, and you get him from Doom Tower. It's going to take you at least 2 years to get him. And then other champs that I could potentially upgrade. I'm thinking maybe either Corrado Fox Hunter, or I could also do Timid the Fool. HP-based champions are always great for free-to-play and low-spend players for live arena, tag team arena, because their survivability is crazy. And a lot of times when you're low spend or free to play, you tend to spend more time in dungeons and farming and manually farming a lot. And you get really good gear or pretty decent gear, but you don't get always the meta champions. So you need to utilize your champions wisely. And Timid could actually be fairly good if he's putting increased accuracy on all your allies before attacking, which is nice. Placing a True Fear is also nice. So I'm probably going to put this guy into a nice set. He's not going to be built for damage, I don't think. He's going to be built for mainly removing or decreasing the duration of enemy buffs by 3 turns. Because right now the meta is buffs. It's super buff heavy. As many buffs as they can place, they're going to do. And Timid the Fool is very strong for taking off those buffs or just reducing the duration of the buffs. And then the other person I could build is Jag Bonesaw. So I did get a 2-star blessing on him recently. And this guy's really good. He could be insane for me. I got him during a 10x, which was nice, which I didn't expect to get him, but I got him. I was actually like, oh, I hope I don't get this guy. And then I ended up getting him, which honestly, I'm fine. I'm fine with it. I'll probably use him in like Hydra. He has a cool ability where he can remove all buffs from enemies, and then damage increases for each removed buff. So that's huge. In Hydra, he can do pretty big damage. And then I can also potentially build my second Uko as well, specifically for Hydra only. And then I can build him super tanky, supporting, put him in like a Hex set or something. So yeah, there's a lot of champs that I could potentially build. Karado's mainly for facing off against Harima. But, I mean, again, I don't have books. So even though I build legendaries, doesn't mean I'm going to have the gear or the books prepared for them right away. It might take me a month or two to get all the books and the gear for each champion. Yeah, but either way, let's go ahead and start popping off on some shards in a sec. Oh, we do have the summon rush, of course. Dungeon divers. Oh man, I got to push on dungeon divers. I haven't really been doing great here. This has been tough. Dungeon divers is really difficult these days. You have to spend a lot of gems to complete dungeon divers, majority of the time. So I'm gonna have to spend gems, and I'm gonna have to grind dungeon divers. We only have a day and 9 hours left. 3,700 though for 5 fragments is insane. It's ridiculous. But hey, we'll do it though. This is a good champion. I think she's a really good champion. Summon rush wise, 3,200, and that means I can pop. I think I'm just gonna pop sacreds, and that's it. So if I just pop 6 sacreds, I'll be at 3,000, and then I could pop the rest mystery shards, which is what I might do. Or I could pop 7 sacreds, and I'll be at 3,500, and then I can pop some mystery shards to get the XP barrel. I mean, and then on lastly is I could even pop 10 sacreds, get a rank 5 chicken, and then pop mysteries for at least this. Or I go all in. 22 sacreds. How much is that going to be? 5,000, 10,000, right? 5,000 for 10, 10,000 for 20 sacreds. I mean, it's a lot, but there's going to be a Heroes Path event coming up. So I think I'm just going to pop like 7 and then save the rest. And then I'll finish the event pretty easily. I have no sacreds pulled since my last legendary, so the chances of me getting a legendary are slim. Let's do this though. Here we go. I got some space. I've got some cash. Let's pop off. Come on. Let's get something good. Epic. The chances are very, very slim, by the way, to get the legendary. Start off with 22 shards. 2 in. I mean, this is going to be all food in my opinion. At least I'll be 7 into my pity there. So 3. Okay, blood feather. Meh. Here's number 4. Okay. Got another epic. Sanguina, actually a really good champion. I used to use her in Doom Tower a lot. Here's number 5. Okay. We've got, who's this? Broodlord. Okay, decent champion with the provokes. Ally protection, block debuffs, and a shield, which is not bad on himself. And a stun on all enemies, which is also not bad at all. They have to be under decreased speed. If the chance just increases, basically. All right, 2 more. Come on. Maybe we get Nergigante. That would be insane. I doubt it, though. Ooh, Cryodan. I think this guy's new for me. Right? Nice. Okay. Yes, Cryodan's new. That's actually huge. This guy's really, really good. Especially for Fire Knight. Freezes. Increased speed on all allies. Fills the turn meter of them. Fills this champion's turn meter by 5% for each freeze debuff placed by this champion. This guy's a beast, Cryodan. So I actually really like that I got him. So let's go 1 more. Here we go. Can we get a legendary? Nope, no legendary. Okay, so a bunch of food. That's fine. Let's see where we went here on the event. All right, so we got it. We're going to pop some mystery shards for the rest. and save the energy here as needed. So, do I want to go for the rank 5 chicken? I'll think about it. I don't know if I want to. I mean, I could just complete the whole thing if I wanted with 3 legendary books, which is pretty insane, but I don't think I want to do that. I'm going to wait for the hero's path and go from there. But anyways, that's going to be it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Good luck if you're pulling your shards, if you're trying to pull for Nergigante. She's insane, and hopefully you guys can get her. Thank you so much again for watching, and I'll see you on a video soon. Take care.